I'm like, we don't have a clock camera anymore, but you must be doing. We had the clock camera forever. We don't need clock camera anymore. Okay.
Not anymore.
Good. Okay.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to women's college volleyball here in La Crosse, Wisconsin, the R.W. Biggs Senior Gymnasium at Viterbo University. Vhawks hosting Olivet Nazarene of Illinois tonight. Vhawks 6-0 in Chicagoland play. The winning streak over 2 years is up to 23 in a row in Chicagoland play. Vhawks 12-5 overall. Olivet 4-15 on the season, 3-4 in Chicagoland play. Playing a little better of late, though. They are 3-3 in their last 6. They are tied for 7th in Chicagoland play at 3-4. Yeah, well, not a big issue here in the last day of September as far as getting into the conference tournament, but top 8 make the conference tournament, and Viterbo obviously favored tonight. But good news for Olivet Nazarene. They're kind of would drop to 8th with a loss tonight, but they'd have their two matches with Viterbo off the schedule, so they would be in a little better position than likely some other teams in the same neighborhood that have to play Viterbo yet. That being said, if they pulled an upset tonight, they'd be in fantastic shape. Second meeting of the two between these two. They played 22 days ago at Olivet. Vhawks 1-4, lost the first set 27-25, but came back, won the final 3 19-21 and 20. Since we last saw them here at home, Vhawks are 7-1. Lone loss was to McPherson of Kansas, who was ranked 9th in the country. In that first match at Olivet 3 weeks ago, Vhawks hit 393. Olivet hit 261, so a very offensive match. Vhawks with 6 blocks and Olivet with 3. Kills in that match 60-54 in favor of Viterbo, 76-63 in terms of digs in favor of Olivet. Get you the starters here for both teams momentarily. Serving in the match for the Vhawks is 11 Maddie Connor. A middle and a tip. And Sneef. Off the top of the block, Halverson, dug up by Libero. Second hit attack that time, but dug up nicely in the back row by Inks, and then put away left side by Halverson. So 10 Haley Halverson with that kill. We mentioned 11 Maddie Connor as the server. Also on the floor here's 9 Sadie Treptow, 3 Jada Mitchell. Mentioned 10 Halverson, 6 Reese Gurman as the libero, and we mentioned Angst in the back row. So second serve, kind of a knuckleball serve. The bad dig at all by Casey that time off the block. Dug up by the libero Lemie. And that's out. The Hawks with the opening 2 points of the match. Hopefully the score will start updating here. We were told the score would update automatically tonight. It has not thus far, so we'll pass along a score until I start seeing a score on the board. Over the block, but dug up by Angst. Right side for Treptow plays it over. Left side for one of their top hitters, but out that time on the tip by Naomi Money Ori. Nice first match between these two. She had 17 kills. She is first in the conference in kills per set is Money Ori. From Guatemala City to be specific. But from Calumet High School, so. And blocked back by Treptow. First 4 of the match here for the Vhawks. Mentioned a very offensive match between these two the first time. Give you the overall numbers here, kind of compare the key stats in just a sec. 4-0 Connor. Last time we had home match, Connor had a big run at him, so like 7 straight service points at one point in that match. Left side, double option hit there, but dug up by Halverson. Mitchell over the block and puts it away. Able to be 23, Jaylee Fisher. We mentioned 4 is the libero, Brianna Lemie. 27 here is Bryn Nikenchek. She'll check in, one of their better hitters. Places 11, Natalie Wall. 12 we mentioned already is Naomi Money Ori. 4 is Lemie, we mentioned her. Get a couple of the back row players when we get a shot. 10 also in there, a back row attack. Not sure that was the intention that time to Annalise Verdeen. Block back. And looks like 4 hits that time for the Vhawks. First point of the match for Olivet. They trail 5-1. 3 is Skylar Dorsey in. Mentioned Sneef. Wall is back in. We've got all 6 on the floor mentioned here. Coach for Olivet is Jake Ostema. Vhawks coached by Ryan DeLong. Right side for Mitchell. Quite get the feet as well organized as you'd like that time. We'll set up right side for Treptow, well over the block and well out. Kind of a miss at that time by Treptow. 5-2 here, the V-Hawks lead early first. Now, defense and passing were an issue a few weeks ago when we last saw this team at home. We'll see if it's a little bit improved here tonight. Inside to Mitchell. Mitchell, a nice diving effort to keep this point alive. On the left side for Halverson, a little behind the mark, and got a piece of that one at the net to help things up. Free ball here for the V-Hawks. Inside to Mitchell. Mitchell puts it away inside. Able to beat Wall at time back row. Izzy Jarin, I believe her first action tonight. And 20 is Grace Check-in to serve. 6-2 V-Hawks here first set. V-Hawks on the season, 12 kills per set. Olivet, 10.6 kills a set, so favor the V-Hawks there. V-Hawks hitting .231 on the season. Olivet hitting .148, so advantage V-Hawks there as well. They tip it over, kept up by Mitchell. Treptow off the block, puts it away. Able to beat Sanif and Moniori that time. Blocks per set, V-Hawks 2.1, Olivet 1.7, so Olivet not too bad in that area. And digs per set favors Olivet 14.8 a set, V-Hawks 13.1 a set. Deep with the serve did check. Tipped over, battle at the net. Jar will tip it over. Right side, block back. Middle, got a piece of that one, got to play it over. Right side again, tipped over and blocked back. Left side for Moniori, and able to split the block of Mitchell and Treptow that time. I mentioned Connor, yeah, she had 7 aces in that match that we did last home match. Nike and Chuck back in. 7 aces in that set. That's that St. Xavier match we did. She was the setter of the week that week in the conference off that match. Good decision by Gurman that time to let it go. 7-3 V-Hawks. I'll be honest, kind of a little surprised to see Mr. Erpenbach over there near the door. Big Red Sox fan. Cubs won today. I'm happy. Gurman here. It's going to be at least a free ball here for Viterbo. Go inside, and Jalen Hinsman able to put him in. Now, a lot of gaudy numbers for both teams offensively. We already mentioned that in the first match between these two. Treptow had 14 kills, 3 blocks, and hit .667. And into the net on the serve by Gurman that time. Jar had 13 kills, hit .312. Halverson had 13 kills, hit .343. Mitchell had 10 kills, hit .264, and had 4 blocks. Ely had 6 kills, hit .278. So 6 different players for Viterbo all hit .269 or better, all had 6 kills or better in a first match. But some gaudy numbers for overpass here, but we'll get immediate advantage. And blocked back by Hinsman and Treptow. Jaden Polavina in to serve. 21 is McKenna Ely in. I mentioned Moniori. Nikenchuk had 13 kills, hit .276 in the first match. Frieden had 9 kills and hit .250. A lot of players with good hitting percentages in that first match. And that one blocked back Izzy Jar. Now Hinsman will get a credit there. Looked like Jar got most of that one, but Hinsman will get credit for that as well. 16 is Emma Edmonds in. I'm guessing twin sisters in. There were 2 Edmonds on the roster. I apologize. Those are the Dorseys. Skyward Dorsey, Ayla Dorsey. Tipped over. Check doing well to play this alive. Free ball here for Olivet. Chuck gets that kill. 11-5 the V-Hawks lead here in the first set. A knuckleball serve that time. And we'll misplay on the attempted setup by Polovina. Mitchell first in hitting percentage, first in blocks per set in the conference. So you've got the leader in kills per set in Monteori, and you've got the leader in percentage and blocks in Mitchell. So actually some fun front row matchups tonight. Hinsman will play that one over. Blocked back by Hinsman, and Hinsman gets a solo block. Casey Franklin. Halverson back in. Franklin will serve off the bench. Long, and good decision there by Casey to let that one go. And Casey from Tomball, Texas. That's where Jimmy Butler is from, who attended an outstanding university. Interesting roster here for Olivet. They've got a handful of players, obviously, from Illinois and very close to Illinois, and then they've got a whole bunch of players that are from nowhere near Illinois. Left side for Ely, blocked back. Nice block that time by Monteori and Ayla Dorsey. Now the Dorseys are from Ottawa, Illinois. Lamy from Kankakee, Illinois. Frieden's from McBain, Michigan. Wall from Makina, Illinois. Monteori played at Calumet. And an ace on the knuckleball serve that time from Wall. 12-9 here, a little 3-point, actually a little 4-point run here for Olivet. Follows up the knuckleball, the line drive, nearly an overpass, but Halverson able to play it over and get the kill. Mitchell and Mia Quiston. Her sister Maddie is if you see the bench at all at one point, is the one player who's not dressed this evening. Not sure what the situation is with her. Go middle, and blocked back by Mitchell. Halverson will get credit for that one as well. 14-9, back-to-back points here on the Quist serve. Gurman third in digs per set in the conference as well as far as conference leaders for the V-Hawks. Always that difficult when you make that cross-court pass and block back. Tipped over, blocked back by Ely and Mitchell, but in the net that time was Olivet, so point V-Hawks and a 15-9 lead. Timeout, Olivet. 15-9 V-Hawks here opening set. A little smaller roster here for Olivet here. 6, 8, 10, 13 players on the roster. We've seen, I believe, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe 9 of them have seen action so far. The V-Hawks a little fuller roster. 8, 10, 12, 15, 16, 19, 18 available players tonight with Quist out. I mentioned the gaudy sets and their gaudy offensive stats in the first match. With a 4-set match, some big defensive numbers too. Lamy had 24 digs in that match. She's 5th in the conference in digs per set, so 2 of the top 5 players in terms of digs per set in the conference in Gurman and Lamy. Skylar Dorsey had 17 assists, 10 digs, double-double in that first match, and Wall had 19 digs. Gurman 15 digs, 15 digs. Angst had 10. Connor had 28 assists in that first match. Polovina had 16 assists. The conference leaders too. Hinsman 5th in the conference in hitting percentage and 4th in the conference in blocks per set. So V-Hawks with 3 of the top 4 players in the conference in terms of blocks per set. Off the block that time. Nice dig up to keep it alive, and then tried to keep it alive. Diving into the table at Halverson, but couldn't get there. 15-10. Now, big matches, as we said, for Monteori and Nikenchuk in the first match. With 2 best players. Of according to Vhawks head coach Ryan DeLong. Off the tape that time. Inside Mitchell play it over. The left side, Moneyori, nice block, nice dig up. Here's the answer there from Gurman. Alverson off the block. Middle this time, played over and able to beat Polavina that time off the right hip. 15-11, Olivet hanging around here. Pole day tomorrow. The Hawks ranked 15th in the country. New pole, fourth pole of the season will come out tomorrow. Into the net that time, point Vhawks. We kind of ran through everything I wanted to early in this match. Treptow back in, Connor back in as well to serve. So Connor went off the tape that time. Right side or left side for Moneyori. And also by Inks to play it alive. Free ball, and it is able to sneak it over. Vhawks are out of system. Here we'll see if Olivet can take advantage. No, big block will take care of that with Treptow and Mitchell at the net. Over the block, dug up by Angst. Halverson left side splits the block, but dug up nicely by Lamy. Moneyori off the block. Mitchell will play it over, and Mitchell able to put it away. The starting middle blocker for Olivet is 5'10" Ayla Dorsey. Sanif is the only player for them. Actually, Alsad, we haven't seen much of, but in their regular rotation here, Sanif the only player at over 6'1". Mitchell, Ely, Hinsman, all 6 foot or taller. Advantage at the net. I think that's not a surprise. What we talked about in terms of blocks per set, too. We'll go right side for Treptow off the block and good. Diving effort by Wall, but didn't quite get enough of that at the net, did Sanif and Moneyori. 18-11 Vhawks, opening set. Left side, and attack the libero. Played over. And lift that time. And lifts and the double hits pretty much been totally eliminated. Niken chuck back in for Wall. Nikenchuk, just a freshman, just noticed that. Plays some back row too. Gonna be a nice player for Olivet here for 4 years. But yeah, I'm gonna say the double hit's basically been eliminated. You're kind of allowed to do what you want with that part of it. And we do not see as many lifts called as we did probably a handful of years ago. So more freedom. 16 Edmonds in, as is 11 Wall. 19-12, as we said, Olivet kind of hanging around here. We do have live stats tonight here. I forgot we didn't have that the first match. We do hear Mitchell tip it over, but dug up by Lamy. Moneyori tipped over, dug up by Connor. Halverson over the block and out. Actually tried to go down the line that time. Thought she tried to go over, but it might have been a cut shot of sorts that time. 19-13. Good to see some of the women's basketball players down here. New coach for the Viterbo women, named since we last did a match here, was Jordan Scar. Out, point Vhawks, 20-14. John check back in. Oops. The live stats fell off there a sec, sorry about that. A lot of blocks so far for the Vhawks. 5 blocks already here in this opening set. That's going to be 4 hits, so point Vhawks. Vhawks are not hitting it great so far, hitting 214, but Olivet hitting negative 176. Timeout Olivet, 21-13. Vhawks within 4 points here in the opening set. As we said, the blocks really stand out. 5 blocks already here for the Vhawks, including 2 solo blocks. So not hitting it great, but hitting it well enough because the block has been pretty good and the defense has been pretty good so far. Nobody with more than 1 kill for Olivet thus far. Halverson with 4 kills Mitchell 3 kills and hitting .429. Treptow a couple hills hitting .250 thus far. Gurman with 6 digs, Angst with 4 so far. Now, Vihawk's been the better team at the net here. That's been the difference here in this first set thus far. As we were mentioning, though, women's basketball team's named a new head coach. A couple of weeks ago now, I think they officially named Jordan Scar as their new head coach. Got to coach baseball with him at Bangor a few years back, but a very good women's basketball background, too. Assistant coach at Bangor, then an assistant coach at UWL, then an assistant coach at Valley City when both Viterbo and Valley City were in the North Star. And then in the last couple of years, an assistant at St. Mary's. So he's jumped around, assistant at 3 places, including a couple of Western Wisconsin spots. And I know he was one of 3 finalists for the job. Don't know who the other 2 are, but looking forward to see what Jordan Scar can do with the women's basketball program this winter as he replaces Lionel Jones, who moved on, and he's now the head coach at Holman High School just up the road, where Izzy Jar is from. The Hawks now 3 points away here from the opening set. Four-person serve receive. Don't see as much of that at this level. Left side over the block. Nice dig up by Czech. The left side for Jar off the block. And battle at the net. Connor will keep it alive. Ball still alive. The left side for Moneyori. Moneyori puts it away. Yeah, I see. She gets a nice pass here. She's good at. She puts a nice swing on the ball. They can chuck back in. Now, Guatemala City, Guatemala, as we said, but Calumet High School. Mike Nikenchuk, who plays all 6 spots. Moneyori does too, and she's a sophomore, so a nice combination for those 2, not only the rest of the next year, next 2 years. Point Olivet back within 22-15. Yeah, no senior, just notice this, no seniors on the roster for Olivet. That makes sense. Jake Solstam is his 3rd year and kind of brought in players he wanted on his own, and record not good, but playing a little better of late, and you can see some potential. Miss hit on the serve that time from Moneyori. The Hawks 2 points away here from the first set. Gurman will serve, and Gurman will get the ace. Should be joined by Viterbo head coach Ryan DeLong after the match. Clipped the tape just barely that time. Played over. Left side for Jar. Jar over the block, but long and out. So Olivet will stay alive here for another point. Dorsey back in. Libero LeMay serving. Left side for Jar. Jar off the block, dug up by Connor. Right side for Treptow over the block. Work back row by Moneyori. And then a miss at that time. Pass was a little off the mark. Nikenchuk couldn't quite get to it, and the V-Hawks win the first set 25-16. Already a first set that a little farther away from where the all 4 sets were in the first match between these two. Reminder, that first match at Olivet 22 days ago, Olivet won the first set 27-25, and the V-Hawks won the last 3 19-21 and 20. So already closer here, or already bigger margin of win in the first set for the V-Hawks than there were in any of the sets in the first match. And Olivet ended up hitting -128 in that first set. V-Hawks hit not great, 152, but as we said, they were the better team at the net. Five blocks to 1 in that opening set. 20 digs to 15. Numbers as far as the kills are the same. Halverson 4, Mitchell 3, Treptow 2 in that opening set. 7 assists for Connor. 6 digs for Gurman, 4 for Angst, 4 for Connor. So Connor on pace for a double-double. Couple digs for Mitchell as well. Moneyori had a couple of kills in that first set for Olivet. Nobody else with more than one. They only had 5 kills in that first set. I suppose you hit negative, you're probably only going to have 5 kills. Frieden had 5 assists. 6 digs for Lamy, 3 for Frieden, 2 for Wall, 2 for Casey. Now, a little different than the first match. First match was an offensive, kind of a shootout of sorts, and this one's a little more defensive with Viterbo at the net. The Hawks will be back in action here Saturday. To look and see who they play. Playing the schedule here. There we go. They play Indiana South Bend. That's Alumni Day, and Jen Krentz, who played here a while ago, probably played about 7-8 years ago now, will be inducted into the Athletics Wall of Fame. Maybe a little longer than that even, maybe about 8-10 years since Jen Krentz played here. We can do a little guessing and see if we can't figure out exactly when she played here. Let's go back to her roster 10 years ago, see how we do. She was senior that year, so good guess. So she played 10 years ago. 16 was her senior year, so 13 to 16 for Jen Krentz. And as I said, she'll be going in the Viterbo Athletics Wall of Fame here Saturday after the volleyball match. So 25-16 V-Hawks in the opening set. Should be Viterbo serving here to begin the second set. So V-Hawks win the opening set. Everybody at the table organized, and we'll get underway here in just a moment or two. Well, Connor did serve to start the match, that's right. Had a nice service run, had about a 6 or 7 point service run to begin the match, that's right. So Frieden will, Aston Casey here will serve to begin the second set for Olivet. And a good opening set, a good opening serve gets Olivet the opening point of the second set. Left side for Halverson over the block but long. The first 2 points of the second set here for Olivet. Olivet in Bourbonnais, Illinois, one of the Chicago suburbs, and the Bears had their training camp there for quite a few years. Or have their, not their training camp, their practice facility there. Ben Zobrist, the professional athlete from Olivet, MVP of the 2016 World Series. Connor serving here, 2-1 Olivet leads opening moments of the second set. V-Hawks won the first set, 25-16. Serve from Connor, but dug up. Left side for Nykenchuk, and able to play it with the offhand. I mentioned this in that first set. Sometimes that long cross-court pass is the hardest one to make accurately that time, and once in a while you got to adjust on the fly. Nykenchuk a good job of adjusting on the fly on that point. Connor will go left side for Halverson off the block, out. Jar and Michaela Marquardt in for the V-Hawks. See much of Marquardt, so more check serving in that first set. And out that time for 2 Olivet. Dorsey in, Lemmy serving. The free ball here will Olivet. Actually will not. Mitchell plays it out, and 5-2 the Olivet lead here in the second set. Well, we mentioned in that first set that a lot thought the Viterbo defense and passing was a little better, has not been as good in the second set, and a check will check back in for Marquardt. Lemmy will continue to serve. Inside for Treptow. Nice diving attempt, free ball here. Mitchell over the block and puts it away. Hinsman in for Mitchell. Barrel Grimman serving. Second dump over that time, but nothing out of that. Treptow off the block and out. Not a lot of dumps here for either team tonight. I think that's the first one the Turbos tried, and I recall maybe one that Olivet tried. Ball a little bit behind Moneyori that time, but able to play it over, and then cross court and out on the attack by Jar. We'll get a quick comment in here to Moneyori. Close to the net, but okay, and then tipped over and point for Treptow. Ely in as well as Polavina. Polavina will serve. I wonder if maybe Polavina and Casey know each other. Casey Tomball, Texas, and Polavina from Fort Worth, Texas. Major city and suburb next to major city. I think so. Thought Tomball was Tomball might be near Houston, too. I'm not sure on that anymore. 7-6 here, Olivet here. We've gotten away from the match probably a little bit. Going to be a free ball here for Viterbo. Go inside, or actually left side for Hinsman that time. Rare left side attack from her and into the net. Moneyori that time, and we're tied at 7. What's his serving here in a sec. Something that caught wind of recently when Ryan DeLong was talking about serves. Left side, nice attack that time by Ely for the point. 8-7, I believe, the first V-Hawks lead here in this second set. A higher percentage of serving. They want to serve obviously in the 90s as far as accuracy. But they shoot for between, I believe the number is 38 and 43 miles an hour on their serves. A knuckleball serve. I'm going to serve everyone that time at that speed. And able to tip it over and beat the double block that time. Hinsman and Ely on the right side. 8 apiece here. Second set, V-Hawks won the first set 25-16. off the block there. Nice block back. Nice double block on the far side by Ayla Dorsey and Bryn Nykenchuk. Hinsman off the block. Talked about her a lot last year. There's Franklin and Halverson back in. Talked about Hinsman a lot last year. Redshirted last year. Only limited in terms of the number of matches she could play. I think 5 or 6 or something along those lines. And extremely impressed when we saw her last year. And looks like she's continued to improve. We talked about this last time. We talked about her too. Her brother's the center on the football team at Ohio State, #1 team in the country, and the defending national champion. You would think there's some chance he's going to be playing in the NFL in the not too distant future. 10-9 V-Hawks here, second set. Dorsey serving long. The decision by Angst. Quiston to serve. 10 apiece. To sneak it over his Moneyori. Got a little hit there that time. That's going to be long on the cross-court attack from Halverson. Trying to come up with a different way to compare the size of these two teams that we haven't talked about already. Four players 5'10" or taller for Olivet. Mitchell inside puts it away, able to beat Casey. Tough matchup there from Casey. Closer to the spike line or the attack line than the back row that time, and you're getting Jada Mitchell on a nice set way up high. That's a tough matchup for anybody, and really tough on that occasion. I'm not even going to count that. No more I look at her roster. Connor's serve is long. Rare service error for her. Turbo's best server. Nykenchuk out wall back into serve. Near the net, Connor able to keep it alive, tipped over by Mitchell. Dug up nicely by Gurman. Left side for Halverson, splits the block. Nice dig up that time by Lamy. Free ball for Viterbo. Nope. Double attack that time in Treptow. No, they did stay alive. Halverson plays it. They go right side again to Treptow. Treptow tipped it over. Nice dug up again by Lamy. And blocked back at the net by Sadie Treptow. Trying to read a number that time, and then a jersey got scrunched up. Couldn't read it immediately. 12-12, second set. V-Hawks won the first set 25-16. And Moneyori cross-court clean kill. Tallying up heights didn't come out to as clean a thought as I thought, but a little more size, a little better at the net. It's been, this set's been a little more even at the net. Dorsey in. Well, made a nice service run before here. We'll see if the Turbo can get this right back on the side out. Long, good decision by Gurman. Hinsman back in for Mitchell. think was trying to avoid that one was Wall. Couldn't get out of the way in time. That'll turn into an ace for Gurman. I believe second ace of the match already for her. Hawks back in front 14-13. Yeah, sorry, this is the second ace of the match for Gurman. Tied at 14. Frieden serving here for Olivet. And net ball and a break for Olivet. They're back in front 15-14. Timeout Viterbo. Don't take a lot of timeouts in reasonably close sets, does Viterbo, so a little bit of a surprise here. We said Olivet hit negative in the first set. They are hitting. And they're hitting great in this set. Negative 083. 9 kills, 14 errors, and 52 attacks. So still negative here. And Viterbo not hitting great. Better than Olivet. 7 kills, 5 errors, 19 attacks. So neither team. It's a different match in the first match. Kind of an offensive shootout in the first match between these two. And it's turned into a little bit more of a defensive match. And I expect that. Going to make some adjustments from match 1 to match 2. So V-Hawks hitting 102 right now in the match, and Olivet hitting negative 080. No blocks for Viterbo in this second set, if they had 5 in the first set. So too many service errors for Viterbo. 6 here midway through the second set, so an average of around 4 set. Moniori 5 kills, Nikenchuk 2 for Olivet. Mitchell 5 kills, Treptow and Halverson 4 each, Hinsman 2 for the V-Hawks. And back to the action here. Olivet up 15-14, second set, down a set. Left side for Jar over the block, dug up by Lamy. Left side Moniori, dug up by Gurman, and put away inside by Jalen Hinsman. Polavino will serve. Ely back in as well. And maybe just Polavino wanted a different ball or what, but. Polavino off the net. Tipped over. Right up by Gurman. Left side for Jar. Outside the antenna that time, so point Olivet. Well, tight set here. I can chuck back in for Wall. A rolled over shot by Jar and played alive, and then a miss hit on the attempted play over by Lamy. 16 apiece. The Hawks win the first set 25-16. And blocked back that time by Halverson and Hinsman. Set had 5 blocks in the first set. First block of the second set for Viterbo, and Olivet with their first timeout of this second set. Just kind of ran through individual stats, so not a whole lot there to pass along. New SID here, Delaney, forget her last name, Mac something or other. That probably doesn't give her proper credit, but very nice set of stats she prepared for us tonight, and some PSAs as well. So we'll get a visit here from the Viterbo dance team between the second and third sets. Jar serving for the V-Hawks out of the timeout. And into the net. And Volley long the lead here, back and forth for quite a while now. I don't think either team's had more than a 1-point lead for sure the last 8 points or so, and maybe longer than that. Left side, Ely off the block. Should say right side off the block. Sorry about that. (18-17), 7-17. I'm trying to see if I can get into the. Can't get deep enough into that on the live stats to pick up what I wanted to pick up to see if when the last time anybody was ahead by more than 2 in this set, or more than 1 in this set. Back row attack from Moneyori out. A lot of times that one is off a block that time, but no argument and no thought of a block. And as I was just talking about, Viterbo finally has a 2-point lead in this set, 19-17. So just a miss hit that time from Moneyori. Long on that serve, so I say that back to a 1-point set. Libero Gurman back in, Casey back in to serve for Olivet. Be a free ball here for Olivet. Fairly well played over by Inks. Made that a not an easy free ball to play up. Right side, Ely off the block. Nice dig up by Mitchell. A couple of nice dig ups by Mitchell tonight. And some confusion that time between Ely in the back row and I believe it was Angst. It was. We're tied again at 19. A lot of ties in this set. I guess at least half a dozen, maybe more. Set up Mitchell inside. Mitchell plays it over for the kill. Uptoe and Connor back in. The Hawks 20-19, won the first set 25-16. Right side, block back. Dump over that time, but played up. And good dig up that time from the back row, Moneyori. An inadvertent whistle, I believe. Now they're going to go point V-Hawks. Jay Ghostam getting a decision here from Andy Williams, and does not appear to be thrilled with the decision, but thought that might have been an inadvertent whistle there for a sec. But point V-Hawks and back to a 2-point lead and 4 points away, I should say, from a 2-0 lead. So we'll get a dance team performance here between sets as well. Mike and Chuck dug up by Angst. Get something out of this, Will Halverson. And a good late decision there by Moneyori. Wall back in to serve. Inside from Mitchell. Mitchell puts it away. The Hawks 3 points away from a 2-0 lead. Jar and Check back in. Now trying to find all the number of ties and how often it's only, or how often, number of ties probably is the biggest thing in this set. And on the live stats, you can't, on a phone, you can't do it as well as you can on a laptop. Left side for Jar, and Jar just mishandled it or what happened there, but point Olivet and back within a point, 22-21. Mitchell was going to go for the shoelace timeout there, but out. Good decision by Gurman. The Hawks up 2 again and 2 points away from the set. Hinsman back in for Mitchell. Free ball here. Connor will set up Treptow right side. Skies high for the kill. Talked about it with Mitchell earlier. Tough matchup there. Treptow is a pretty tough matchup too. You get Mitchell or Treptow on a perfect set against a back row player who's maybe split the difference that time. Wall did between the back line and the attack line, but the Hawks point away here for a 2-0 lead. Last time we checked, Viterbo was hitting in the low ones, and Olivet was hitting. Olivet's still hitting poorly. -182 in this set. 10 kills, 7 airs, 60 attacks in total. So they're hitting -117 for the match. The Hawks a little better here, 13 kills, but still 9 airs and hitting 125. So it's a different match than match one. Match one all offense. This match a little more blocking and a little more defensive work from both sides. Mentioned Connor was a server of the week in the conference a couple of weeks ago. Sanif, the defender of the week recently. And Frieden was a setter of the week here in the last. Actually, those are the reigning defender of the week and setter of the week. So Gurman serving here for the second set for Viterbo. Late decision, that's going to be an ace. No, free ball shot to play, keep it alive, and they did, barely off the net, and wow. Well, it's why you play to the whistle. Played it over and ended up getting a break that time as it hit off the net, and because of that, couldn't play cleanly at the net, could the V-Hawks. The Hawks still 2 points here to way to put a second set away. And student crowd on hand tonight. Connor will set up Jar left side. Pick up by Frieden. Off the block back, and Hinsman and Jar put this one away. The Hawks up 2-0 there. Won the first 2 sets, 16 and 22. So here we'll get a performance from the Viterbo dance team momentarily. We'll be quiet for a minute or two and let you listen to that in its entirety. And the Hawks at 1. for Viterbo. 15 assists for Connor, 6 for Polavina. 11 digs for Gurman, 7 for Angst, 4 for Connor, couple for Czech. Mitchell and Treptow and Hinsman all involved in 3 blocks so far. Jar involved in 2. Halverson involved in 1. Money Ori with 5 kills for Olivet to lead them. Couple of kills for Frieden and Nikenchuk. 9 assists for Frieden, couple for Lemie. 11 digs for Lemie to lead them in the first 2 sets. 4 for Frieden, 3 for Money Ori, couple for Sanif, couple for Casey, 3 for Natalie Wall as well. And nobody involved in more than 1 block for Olivet through 2 sets. So not a sterling offensive match so far, but V-Hawks up 2 sets to none. I said last day of September, so not far enough into the season where you're overly concerned that you're not at your best offensively. Still plenty of time to fix that before the important stuff comes in late November, and hopefully into early December. Connor will serve here to begin the serve set for the V-Hawks. Go middle, and opening point of this third set to Olivet and Sabrina Sanif. 6-1 Milan, Italy. I don't know if I ever finished this thought. Let's do that now. As Casey will check in to serve. Dorsey, Lemie, Frieden, Wall, the other Dorsey, Alsott, Fisher, Nikenchuk, all from the Midwest, Illinois or Michigan. Cross court and out from Halverson. 2-0 Olivet here opening set. But then Casey's from Tomball, Texas. Sinise from Milan, Italy. We mentioned Money Ori's from Guatemala City, Guatemala. Edmonds is from San Diego. And Molly Riggs, who we haven't seen tonight, is from South Charleston, West Virginia. So kind of odd roster makeup. About a half to 2/3 of them from all around the Chicagoland area, which isn't a surprise. But then probably about a quarter, about a third to a half of the rosters from places well away from Chicagoland. Mitchell inside, off balance, but still a decent swing, and dug up, however, by Casey. Tipped over by Halverson, dug up again by Casey. Left side into the block. Go back to Nikenchuk again, off balance, and dug up by Gurman. Back set for Treptow off the block, and rare nice block for Olivet tonight. Sanif will get that block. 4-0 here out of the gates here, third set for Olivet. Connor will set this one up for Halverson, tipped over, and able to beat Nikenchuk that time. A warm night tonight. Actually happy the young man, I think, who was on the soccer team, who I didn't get his name, is updating the scoring for you during the portion of this set. Plenty of water between sets, and it's hot in here. It's actually hot outside. It's about 85 degrees outside in September. I'm sure I don't lose my live stats while I check this, but there you go. 70 degrees at the moment, but I said it was 85 this afternoon, probably 80 when we came in. Usually expect 70 for a high, maybe even less than that at this time of year. So I think the warm outside is kind of carried into the gym a little bit. Diving attempt to keep that one alive by Marquardt, unsuccessful. Ace for Wall for Olivet, 6-1 lead early third set. Hawks are up 2-0. Ryan Wong's not a guy who takes a lot of timeouts. Wants you to play through it, and we shall see here. Into the net. Now we get a little Viterbo run going. Miss serve by Wall. Hinsman in for Mitchell. Gurman will serve. And back and out. Good late decision that time by Wall. Dorsey back in for Olivet. 7-2 Olivet here, third set, but down 2-0. Libero Lemie serving, and air serve for her. Olivet and Ely back in for Viterbo. Viterbo much more of a Midwestern roster than Olivet. Polivina's from Fort Worth, Texas. That's the only player not on the roster from Wisconsin or southeastern Minnesota or northeastern Iowa, other than German's from Fulton, Illinois. So 2 players played over by Hinsman for the kill. So Viterbo, other than German and Polavina, who are new to the roster this year, just about everybody else is from, we said, either Wisconsin or within about a half hour's drive. Treptow from Caledonia, Minnesota, and New Albin, Iowa native Jada Mitchell. It's the farthest northeastern city in Iowa. Back set, split the block. Nice dig up that time by Marquardt. Then into the net, miss hit by Jar. 8-4 Olivet third set. Dorsey in. And 13 Mia Quist will check in defensively here. She's used more as a server for Viterbo, so she'll get some defensive action here. It's going to have to be played over. On left side for Money-Or. Nice block back, but out that time from Ely and Hinsman. 9-4 Olivet here in the third set. As Dorsey's back in. Knuckleball serve. Play by German. Left side, Ely puts it away. I see some left side from Ely. We've seen primarily right side with her in the 2 matches we've done, but a little bit of left side. Imagine she might play a little more left side later in her career. Probably played some left side in high school. Her alma mater, West Salem, leading the Cooley again this year. That's an overpass, and Hinsman mishit it that time and ended up hitting it twice. Yeah. Nikenchuk back in. Yeah, and that's going to be, like I said earlier, that's going to be a nice combination. Money-Or, a sophomore, Nikenchuk, a freshman. Both 6th rotation players. German couldn't play that one cleanly, so that'll be an ace for Money-Or. 11-5 here, and Viterbo will take a timeout. 11-5 Olivet here in the third set. Guess this is going to be their best hitting set. Yeah, they're hitting .333, but they only got 2 kills so far in 11 points. This has been more. Viterbo has not played great. Viterbo hitting -125 in this third set. And back-to-back not fantastic points there either. Hinsman on the overpass couldn't put it away, and then couldn't handle the serve, and leads to the ace from Money-Or after German couldn't handle the serve. Vihawks still out hitting them, and neither team's hitting great here. Vihawks only hitting .085, and Olivet hitting negative, still hitting negative .074. Not a real crisp match from either side, and I don't want to talk about in terms of big gaudy stat lines. Mitchell still with 7 kills. Halverson was 6, Treptow 5, Hinsman 4, Ely 3. Jar does not have a kill tonight in 6 attempts. Off night for her. Money-Or was 6 for Olivet. Couple kills for Sanith, Frieden, and Nikenchuk. And back to the action here, 11-5. And good job to just kind of play that one over off balance at Polavina. And Polavina gets beat that time on the attack from the right side. Well, you would think Viterbo's going to push here at some point. But have not played crisp volleyball. And like I said, there's not been a real crisp match on either side tonight. Halverson off the block. Overpass. Must have got a piece of that. Near side did Ely, and then Ely gets a piece of it for sure that time to put it away. Got blocked by the official, so I did not see if Ely got a piece of that initially. Thought it was an obvious 4-hit call, but Ely must have right behind the official's back. Must have made contact with that one. 12-6. Olivet in front third set, but down 2-0. Franklin serving. So dig up back row by Angst. The left side for Halverson over the block, dug up by Moneyori. Off the block. And Nikenchuk will get the kill. Lemie back in. And 23, who we've not seen, I don't think we've seen tonight, and Jaylee Fisher will check in to serve. 5'6" freshman from Delavan, Illinois. This is the first time we've seen Fisher tonight. On left side for Halverson, tipped, dug up by Nikenchuk. Right side split the block, dug up by Gurman. Left side again for Halverson. That might have been one of those balls, might have been a double. And one more of the olden days from Fisher, but allowed to point, and V-Hawks win the point anyways. Now getting on a run here. Maybe Connor coming in to serve will do that here. Treptow back in as well. All right, the Long always wants to get 14 points per rotation, and only 7 right now in this rotation, so have not played well here to begin the third, but plenty of time to come back, and like I said, make Connor one of those players might get you on a service run. Back row attack, dug over, and couldn't get to the floor that time, could Halverson. Haven't seen a lot of effectiveness out of the tips and the dumps tonight, but got an effective tip that time, did Olivet. Casey serving for Olivet. A miss at that time, but allowed to play on. Halverson will play it over. Go middle and able to beat him inside was Sinif. Viterbo going to take their second timeout. 15-7 Olivet here leading in the third set. Down 2-0, but have been the better team in this third set. Turbo still hitting negative 033. Olivet hitting 267. Which is okay, but significantly improved from hitting negative 079 in the first set and hitting a negative 167 in the second set. Said Viterbo hadn't been a masterpiece offensively tonight either. 25 kills, 19 errors, 75 attacks, so they're hitting something like 080. And that is exactly correct. Now 7 receive errors for Viterbo tonight. Thought the passing and the defense was a little better in the first set. Was better than it had been in that previous match we saw. Slowed down a little, and it's gotten kind of rough at times here in this third set. So not the time of the season where you're overly concerned with that, but. And we will see Viterbo a bunch here in the coming weeks. We'll get plenty of a chance to kind of check out how that part of their game is coming along. This is the first of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 matches that Viterbo has here in about a 5.5 week span, I think it is. So a lot of home matches here for Viterbo after only one up until tonight. Halverson dug up into the net and point V-Hawks. Well, maybe that'll start something. 15-8, jar in for Angst for Viterbo. And Halverson will serve. Left side off the block and blocked back by Treptow and Mitchell. Well, that's how Viterbo dominated the first set. Was 5 blocks here, and maybe some work at the net will get him going. As Halverson continues to serve. Down the line. Set him Nikenchuk. Nikenchuk split the block. Nice dug up that time by Gurman. Played over free ball for Olivet. Hawks in system though and block back. Mitchell and Jar that time will get credit for the block. Three straight points for the Hawks, back within 15-10. You would think timeout coming here for too long from Jake Ostema. A miss hit here. A free ball for Viterbo. Right side for Treptow over the block. Nice dig up by Moneyori. And she'll attack back row, but played by Connor. Right side again for Treptow over the block, cross court and out. Marquardt in for Viterbo. Wall back in for Olivet. Left side actually for Jar, and Jar over the block and out. Riding along happy with the pass that time from Connor. Might have had Mitchell set up near side, instead went cross court to Jar. This time they will go right side, and a real clean pass that time, but a real clean play that time, but Moneyori gets it over. Left side for Jar, cross court and out. Quist is going to check back in here for Jar. (18-10) Olivet leads. Down 2-0. Dump over by Connor. Rode the net. A battle at the net. Third battle at the net, blocked up. Connor will set up. Quist off the block and block back. Sinif will get credit for that one. Out, good decision by Marquardt. Maybe German will get him on a big service run here. Mitchell out. Out, good decision late that time by Wall. Dorsey back in for the Libero Lamy. A little miscommunication there between Connor and Treptow. Combination this set. Olivet has probably played their best set of the match, but Viterbo's also played their worst set of the match by a wide margin. Out. Decision along the line by Quist. They're going to take a pretty big run now to come back in this set. Down 21-12. Up 2-0. Ely back in. Polavina serving. Ely off the block, dug up by Gurman. Inside off the block from Hinsman. Left side Quist off the block. And Hinsman plays it over. Dump, dug up by Polavina. Ely over the block. Dug up by Wall, and then cross court to put it away Moneyori. Well, we're 3 points away here from winning this third set. Right side for Quist, plays it over. And to dive to keep that one alive did Lamy inside for Hinsman long. That 2 points away here from winning this third set. Dumped over by Polavina and leads to the point. Halverson back in for Marquardt. And off the block and a kill for Dorsey. Set point for Olivet, 24-13. I'm going to dig through the archives here. I'm going to guess this might be the largest margin of defeat in a set for Viterbo. Discussion here on that previous point. Polavina is the captain with Connor off. Sub coming in here. Angst will check in for Quist when this is solved. Right side for Ely. Dug up. That one rolls the tape and goes down. Olivet wins the third set 25-13. Well, if I get a chance here if I can get to it between sets here, we'll take and see. That might be the largest margin of defeat in a set for Viterbo in Chicagoland play, which is in their second year, and this would be their 24th match. I would guess it is. I can check that between sets if I get a shot. The Vihawks hit -111 in that third set. Olivet hit 208. Still not fantastic, but significantly better than the first two. And Viterbo played pretty obvious there. Olivet clearly played their best set of the three. Viterbo clearly played their worst set of the three. Olivet's still in negative territory, hitting -023. But that's well up from where they were. Vihawks are hitting .044. Rare for them to not at least hit in the hundreds. Only said in the first match, if you joined us late, first match the Vihawks hit .393 and Olivet hit .261. A totally different match in the first match. 10-4 in terms of blocks in total for Viterbo. 8 service aces for Olivet. Individually, Mitchell 8 kills hitting .350 for Viterbo. 6 kills for Halverson, 5 for Treptow, 4 for Hinsman, 3 for Ely. 16 assists for Connor, 8 for Polavina. 14 digs for Gurman, 8 for Angst, 6 for Connor. 2 apiece Mitchell, Halverson, Marquardt, and Check. Moneyori leading Olivet, 8 kills. Sanif and Nikenchuk with 3, Dorsey and Frieden with 2. Frieden with 17 assists. Digs, 11 digs for Lamy, 6 for Moneyori, 5 for Frieden, 3 for Sanif, 3 for Casey, Miss Wall with 4. All right, see if I can quickly check this. Yeah, this isn't going to be easy to check quickly. They just list set scores and not. Just mention the fact that when going back through the schedule over the last couple of years, when you're trying to find a summary, they beat Mount Mary 3-0 the other night. Don't mention exactly what the scores of each set were, so it's going to take too long to check this. Let's see if we can answer this question, though. I think their first conference match that year was that one we had at home, yeah. So 1, 2, 3. No, it's non-conference. 2. It's only the third set Viterbo has lost this year, now 7 conference matches. Might be able to answer a similar question for last year. That's got to be the largest margin of defeat in an individual set. Find last year's. So third set they've lost this year in conference play. How many did they lose last year? Two to St. Ambrose. One to South Bend 3. Only the 6th set Viterbo has lost in now 24 conference matches, and I'm said without being able to go through all those matches and check set scores real quickly, I'm going to guess that's the largest margin of a set score loss here for Viterbo. You know, it wasn't the plan to ask Ryan DeLong about that after the match, but I think we kind of have to. All right, back to the action here, 4th set. The Hawks up 2-1. Sometimes a set flips the match. Mitchell tip it over, dug up by the libero Lamy. Splits the block and good. You see, he'll go cross court, dug up. Inside from Mitchell off the block. Well, feed Mitchell was never a bad strategy. Treptow in, Connor in to serve. You know, well, your big players step up in a spot where you didn't play a very good third set at all. We'll see if with this group on the floor, Viterbo's best group, see if they can do it. Inside, and Westingham did get a piece of that one at the net. The ball was clearly out, but got a piece of it at the net, so point Olivet. I mean, not surprised Olivet won a set against them the first time. Surprised it was 25-13, another miss hit in the back row. I'll go left side for Halverson, splits the block and able to beat the libero Lamy. Jarn check in. It's going to be near the net, and that'll be an ace for check. 3 apiece, 4th set. V-Hawks up 2-1. And you do have sets one on there, okay. I know you got the individual set score. I didn't see you had the sets one at the bottom, so I don't have to. I didn't have to. Yeah, you didn't see it either, so don't have to give it as often as I have been. That's what that means. Jar over the block and cross court for the kill. Back-to-back points on check serves. It's kind of hard to see, though. If neither of us saw it here, I might mention that occasionally just to make sure people catch that. So I'll mention, obviously, the set score there is in the little red box if you look on the bottom third graphic there. But it's the 4 set, and the number of sets won is kind of there in smaller print underneath the team name. In case that wasn't apparent to others like it wasn't apparent to us here a second ago. 4 apiece here, 4th set. Check will set up Jar. Jar able to play it over and avoid the net. Dump over. That was a that might have been the hardest dump over I've seen in a long time. A dump over in a second hit by Dorsey was out on the far side of the court. As like I said, as hard a dump over as I maybe ever seen. Darn near hard as an attack. Tipped over, played up by Connor. Jar cross court. Easy dig up by Wall. Moneyori over the block and puts it away. Kind of a knuckleball that time. I don't think either Hinsman or Treptow got a piece of that at the net. Left side for Jar, excuse me, dug up by Lamy. Moneyori tipped. Is dig up by Gurman. Right side for Treptow, down the line and good. First time I think we've seen Treptow go down the line. She's been going cross court a lot in this match. I don't know if it's read what the defense give you, but nice once in a while to vary the attack, or vary the angle of the attack too. 6-5 Viterbo, fourth set. And a service there for Polovina. Mike and Chuck back in. Right side for Jar. Play deep. Take Moneyori out of point. I think Olivet was in the net. They were. Nope. Only violation on Olivet. Franklin will serve here with Halverson back in as well. 7-6 Viterbo here in the fourth. And the Giannis free throw count going there against Franklin, and Franklin gets an ace that time against Lamy. And the Viterbo students answering back. Dug up by Polovina. Free ball that won't get over. Like I said, the Giannis-esque certainly not as derisive as what some of the NBA fans in road arenas are against Antetokounmpo, but I don't think you can compare it to, counting out the time that here the net played by Polovina, right side for Ely over the block. Nice dig up by Moneyori, but out. Let me go to Ely a little more. Ely's been pretty good in this match. Apologize, I shut the live scoring down again accidentally. Some stats here on where Ely's at in the match momentarily. Go middle, blocked back by Mitchell and Ely. And go cross court that time around the block, dug up by Halverson. Give and go with Halverson and puts it away. 10-7 V-Hawks here. Or said Jake Ostom hasn't taken a lot of timeouts tonight either. But he might be thinking about taking one there. Long. Set up near side, tipped over, dug up by Polovina. And still set up. Halverson splits the block, puts it away. And then again, there's that timeout I thought might be coming from Jake Osterman. The Hawks 11-7 here, I believe 5 straight points. The V-Hawks hitting, actually Olivet hitting 273. V-Hawks, wow, scorching 583 in this set. V-Hawks now hitting 108 for the match. Olivet finally out of negative land, but hitting .010. Clock still 10-4 in favor of Viterbo. Dig's fairly even. Mitchell and Halverson up to 9 kills. He is looking at Ely. Ely 4 kills, 2 errors, hitting .222, so not quite as good as I thought. Mitchell with 9 kills, Halverson with 9, Treptow with 6, Mitchell hitting .364. Hinsman 4 kills, hitting .250. We mentioned Ely 2 kills. Jar has had an off night for Viterbo. We mentioned that earlier. Moneyori's got 9 kills to lead Olivet. 4 each for Sanif and Nykenchuk, couple each for Dorsey, Frieden, and both Dorseys, Schuyler and Awa Dorsey, both with a couple of kills. Right side, Nykenchuk over the block, able to beat Angst. A tough block to go over that time in Mitchell and Ely, and Ely kind of talking with Mitchell that time, weren't quite on the same page on that block, according to Ely. So 11-8 V-Hawks lead here in the fourth, up 2-1. At the beginning of the set here. I'm talking about Ryan DeLong wanting 14 in rotation. He's at 11, which isn't bad, but up 3. Inside from Mitchell, puts it away. I'm not sure where you'd stand ideally to defend Mitchell. Kind of in a no man's land. You stand too close to the service line, you're going to maybe take one in the noggin. You stand too far back, and Mitchell's good enough she can drop it in front of you, which she did there. 12-8 V-Hawks lead. Connor serving. Tipped over the block, dug up by Halverson. Back set for Treptow off the block and out. Hard to believe right now this is the same Viterbo team as it was in that third set. Did not look good at all in the third. They've looked better here in the fourth. Hope to be joined by Viterbo head coach Ryan DeLong after the match. Nykenchuk off the block. Mitchell and Treptow on the right side. Again over the block. Set up Mitchell inside. Mitchell, kind of an angled shot that time, but in the net was Olivet, so point V-Hawks. They say that, I'm sure who they said was in the net. I think they may have said that Lamy was in. No, they said Sanif was in the net. There you go. 14-8 the V-Hawks lead. I said this was 8-7 not too long ago, so nice service run for Connor here. Left side for Nykenchuk, splits the block. Nice dig up by Gurman. Left side for Halverson. Cross court and dug up by Lamy. And just point for going to have a discussion here while Maddie Connor with the man in the chair, Andy Williams, will discuss things with Ryan DeLong. The captain and setter for Olivet, Frieden, will come over as well. Reminds me of a play we had in a baseball game I was coaching, I think this summer versus this spring, but I think it was this summer where somebody kind of very clearly, obviously balked, and both umpires just kind of zoned out for about 2-3 seconds, and then, wait, hold on here, timeout, he balked. It was kind of an obvious balk, and both of them missed it here. Maybe turn out to be the case on this play. They're going to replay the point. Okay, they're going to bring the officials and the linesmen together here to discuss this point. 14-9 is where we stand at the moment. We're going to huddle up, and Olivet's just waiting for the call. And we may get a replay at this point. We'll see. I think the linesman on the left side of the court from our vantage point. The linesman from the right side of the court on our vantage point, both talking, and they are going to stay. They are going to stick here with point Olivet. So 14-9, that's what we had up on the board. So the Hawks still up 5 here, up 2-1. You know, the Giannis counting is tripping, going back and forth. Halverson off the side of the block, puts it away. Able to beat Sanif that time at the net. Jar and check back in. And outside the antenna that time on the late adjustment from Moneyori. So 16-9 now the V-Hawks lead. Like I said, this was 8-7. So 8 of the last 10 points for Viterbo. That dump over from Frieden that actually turns into a much more of an attack than what you expect. And Frieden, not the tallest of setters. Once in a while you expect that from a maybe a 5-10 set or something like that, a Amelia Grand type setter from back in the day for Viterbo, but and Treptow and Mitchell both feint attack that time, dug up. Connor will set up Treptow right side off the block. Kept up by Sanif. Inside for Mitchell. Mitchell puts it away. Mitchell will check out. 17-10 the V-Hawks lead here. And Gurman will serve. Timeout Olivet before Gurman can serve. V-Hawks in his fourth set hitting .571. We mentioned the might be as big a loss of a set as Viterbo has taken in Chicagoland play. It's only the sixth set they've lost so far in 24 conference matches, and that might be the biggest margin. I think the other thing statistically stands out here, a difference of 682 in your attack percentage from set to set might be some sort of a record too. Olivet hitting, if I can get it up here, Olivet hitting their best in the match, 227 in this third set, but down 17-10. Now this actually kind of looks more like the first match looked like from what I was told. The Hawks now hitting 144 for the match, Olivet hitting 028. Still 10 blocks to 4. Individually. So many double 30. Yeah, Mitchell's up to 12 kills, hitting 440. Halverson, 10 kills. Treptow 7, Hinsman 4, Ely 4. Moniori still leading Olivet with 9 kills, 6 for Nykenchuk, 4 for Sanif, 3 for Frieden, 2 for both Dorseys. Into the block. And out. So Hinsman and Treptow won't officially get credit there for a block, but they pretty much won the point and officially a hit attack here, but Hinsman and Treptow were the reason the V-Hawks won that point. Are now within 7 of the match. Grimmer to go deep and just out. Late decision, correct one that time by Casey and Wall. Connor will set up Treptow inside. There's that feigned attack where you're not sure where it's coming from, with Hinsman involved that time. Olivet and Ely back in. Always like that offensively. I'm surprised more teams don't do more of that. Out. Still at 19-12. Nykenchuk back in for Wall. Tiptoeing through her teammate that time from Polovina. Played over. Just inside the line. Good placement on that tip by Dorsey. 19-13 here in the fourth. Left side for Ely. Picked up by Lamy. And double block that time from Jar and Hinsman. Go middle for Jar, and Jar out. Out. That served well long that time from Moniori. Franklin back in to serve for the V-Hawks, along with Halverson. Franklin done with the serve. Nykenchuk keeps it alive. Give and go with Nykenchuk, dug up by Gurman. Halverson over the block, dug up by Moneyori. Nykenchuk plays it over, dug up by Franklin. Left side cross court for Halverson, and the attack is good. Good overswing on that, overspin, I should say, on that swing from Halverson. Giannis counting has started again with Franklin. Back row with Moneyori. Dug up by Polavina, excuse me. Halverson now the attack, dug up. Moneyori again. Moneyori might be in the neighborhood of a double-double tonight. Attack error. V-Hawks 3 points away from winning this one, 22-14. Yeah, Moneyori's got 9 digs and 9 kills, so I was correct. She is in the neighborhood of a double-double tonight. Saying nobody for Viterbo in that neighborhood, no. Into the net on that serve from Franklin. So I hope to be joined by Viterbo head coach here not too long after the match. Viterbo head coach Ryan DeLong not too far long after the match. Ely from near the spike line extended. Tipped over. Nice one-handed play by Gurman to keep it alive, and then at the net able to win that point was Sanif. Got a good matchup there. Got matched up against a setter in Polavina. The Hawks still up 6, 22-16 here. 3 points away from a 24th consecutive Chicagoland win over the last 2 seasons. Left side for Ely. Nice dig up Moneyori. She'll attack out of that give and go. Inside for Hinsman. Hinsman, I agree with Jake Osterman. That was probably an illegal hit that time by Hinsman. No call, but Olivet wins the point anyways. Timeout, V-Hawks. Still up 22-17 here in the fourth. That hitting percentage has gone down a little bit here since we last looked. V-Hawks still pretty good, 419, but it was 571 not long ago. Olivet hitting 188. That's cooled off a little here in the latter stages of this fourth, and from the V-Hawk perspective, hopefully final set. Still not good in the match. Viterbo hitting 140, Olivet hitting 034. Still 10-4 in terms of blocks. Mitchell 12 kills, 440. That's the same as the last time we looked. Halverson's had a nice run here. She's had about, I believe, 5 consecutive kills without an attacker. She's got 11 kills in the match. Treptow 8, Hinsman 4, Ely 4. Said Mitchell hitting 440, Treptow hitting 278. Connor 24 assists, kind of in the neighborhood of a double-double with 7 digs. 13 assists, 3 digs for Polavina. Gurman leads the V-Hawks with 22 digs. Ernst with Inks with 8. 9 kills Moneyori, 7 for Nykenchuk, 4 Sanif, 3 for Skyward, 3 for Borthdoses, and 3 for Frieden. Well, V-Hawks 3 points away out of the timeout. They'll go left side for Halverson off the block. We should get at least a free ball out of this. Yeah, we'll get a free ball. They'll go right side and able to put it away down the line is Hinsman. No, out. No real argument from anybody on the Viterbo side. Oh, we had a tip on that play. We had a tip. The ball was tipped here. Looked like the near side line judge indicated a tip and nobody saw it. And played over, out, 22-19. And Olivet's getting tight here. This was 22-15 not too long ago. 4 straight points for Olivet. Played over. Left side for Nykenchuk, block back by Ely and Hinsman. Miscommunication again. And out that time as they tried to dump it to the corner. 23-19, V-Hawks 2 points away. Mitchell back in, Quist back in to serve. Quist with the jump serve. Got it deep. No back row attack from Moneyori, dug up by Quist. Go inside, actually left side for Halverson. Nice dig up again by Moneyori. Nikenchuk off the block. Nice dig up by Halverson. One of the better points of the match here as Mitchell plays it over. It'll be a free ball here for Viterbo, and Moneyori couldn't quite get to it that time. I think she thought that Lamy was going to play that point. She did not. That'll set up a Viterbo match point. Near the net, point V-Hawks. V-Hawks win the match 3-1. They win this one 19-22, 13-25, and 19. V-Hawks improved to 7-0 in Chicagoland play. The Chicagoland winning streak over 2 years in the conference up to 24 in a row. V-Hawks now 13-5 on the season. Olivet played well tonight. Lose this 1-4. They dropped to 3-5 overall, 3-5 in conference play, and 4-16 overall. They're down to the 8th place in the conference. They're playing a little better, though. Young team. And as we said here, they now have Viterbo off the schedule. So I would think I think Olivet here is going to make the conference turn. There's a chance here that Olivet and V-Hawks may see each other in like a quarterfinal of the conference tournament back here at Viterbo. So we may see these two teams again this year. Normally I wait for Ryan DeLong here. They're going to huddle here and do some other work here. I'm going to run through some stats just to make sure we've run through those. Let's go set summary first. V-Hawks hit 314 in that fourth set. Olivet hit 139. V-Hawks hit 120 for the match. Olivet hit 025. 10-4 is what it ended up in blocks. Just about even in digs. V-Hawks 41 kills to Olivet's 30. Mitchell 12 kills. A couple of digs hit and 5 blocks as well in the match at 440. Halverson at 11 kills, 4 digs. Treptow 8 kills, hit 278, 4 blocks. Hinsman 4 kills, 3 blocks. Ely 4 kills. Jar did have 3 blocks, even though she was a little off in the attack tonight. 24 assists for Connor, 13 for Polavina. 22 digs for Gurman. 8 for Angst. 7 for Connor. 4 for Halverson, we mentioned that. 2 for Mitchell, we mentioned that. 3 for Polavina. 3 digs for Czech and 2 for Marquardt. Moneyori leads Olivet with 9 kills tonight. Had 12 digs, so a kill away from a double-double. Tried to go back row and get that 10th kill to get the double-double. 7 for Nikenchuk. 4 for Sanif and 5 digs. Skyward Dorsey 3 kills. Frieden had 3 kills, 25 assists, 7 digs. Dorsey 3 kills. Lamy led Olivet with 17 digs. Casey had 3. Natalie Wall had 5. I think that's all we got as far as stats tonight. I don't know if there's anything else we've summarized here. Normally I kind of wait for Ryan DeLong here. I actually kind of need to get back to reality tomorrow and get some sleep and kind of be ready to go here. So I'm actually going to wrap her up here. Normally I wait for Ryan DeLong here, but I kind of need to hit the road. So we're going to call it a night here. V-Hawks is 16-22, 13-25, and 19 win. 7-0 in conference play, 13-5 overall. Olivet drops to 3-5 and 4-16. We'll be back with you Saturday just before 1 o'clock. IU South Bend will be the opponent on Saturday, and that's when we will join you then. Craig Otto signing off tonight from Viterbo. Good evening, everybody.